Hey everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, over here on Facebook. Hello everybody on Periscope. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for joining me. Guess what? Guess what? It's fermenting week. It's fermenting week. It's fermenting week. I'm so excited. I love Fermenting Week. It's one of my favorite weeks of broadcasts. I have been broadcasting on Periscope since September of last year. I just started doing these live broadcasts on Facebook on a regular basis, and I don't think I've done a live broadcast on Facebook for fermenting, and I'm so excited. Hey Sonia, it's good to see you. Welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. Now, don't be fooled. We are actually not fermenting today. Today, I'm actually going to talk to you a little bit about why you should be fermenting. And I'm in my kitchen because I want to invite you all over to Parachute. Hey Karen, it's good to see you. Hi Anita, good to see you. Thanks for being here, everybody. I want to invite you over to Parachute TV 1 at 1 p.m. today at Parachute TV 1 here on Periscope. I am actually, hi, it's good, it's good to see you. I am actually going to be teaching basic sauerkraut today on that broadcast. So at 1 p.m. Mountain, so that's 12 Pacific and 2 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Eastern, I am going to be teaching basic sauerkraut, and I have all my supplies. I'm ready for my broadcast. But on this broadcast today, I actually want to talk to you about why you should be eating more bacteria. Why you need to be getting some bacteria in that body of yours. So I know you have to eat bacteria. It's crazy, and we're going to discuss it in detail. So first, before we get started on that, let me introduce myself. My name is Leslie. I am the founder of GoToKitchens.com. If you're on Facebook, you can see a link right below. I will put it right up right after this broadcast. GoToKitchens.com, GO2kitchens.com. And I'm also the creator of 10-step kitchen detox called Kitchenatomy. If you're interested in Kitchenatomy, right there, you can take a screenshot if you like. If you're interested in Kitchenatomy, we are in pre-sale right now. The program actually launches in May. It is $99. At the end of this month, it will actually go up to $149. So there you go. If you'd like to screenshot that, go check it out. There's actually a free webinar there that you can go and listen to on this page, and a pre-sale code for you right there that ensures that you get it for the $99 price. I would love to have you all there, so please go check it out at the very least and tell me what you think. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, and last thing I want to say is that I am a light bulb expert. I am a 3-year cancer survivor, and I like light bulb moments. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I had a light bulb moment in my health, and I want to help you have those light bulb moments in your health. So you guys, yay, Victoria's all signed up. She's ready to go. Hey, Sherry, it's good to see you. So, all right, so let's talk about why in the world you should be eating bacteria. It sounds gross, right? I mean, type in the number 1 if eating bacteria just sounds gross to you. Yeah. Thanks for inviting followers over there. 1, I know, it's kind of nasty, right? If you're on Facebook, you can comment live, by the way, if you're watching this video. 1, I know, you love bacteria. I love bacteria too. 1, but you know it's good for you, right? I know, I understand. So weird. But you should be eating more bacteria. And we're going to talk about why there's such a huge push right now in the wellness industry, because I will tell you, everywhere you turn, everybody's talking about fermenting. Have you noticed that? It's true. It's true. Have you noticed that though in the wellness industry? If you follow a lot of wellness and health and wellness professionals, everybody's talking about fermenting right now. Everybody wants you, and there's a reason for that, and we're going to talk about that reason a little bit. But first, let's do a Fermented Foods 101. How many of you have no idea what a fermented food is? Type in the number 2 if you've never, ever, ever heard of fermented foods. Like, what is that? You think fermented foods is beer and wine. Type in the number 2. Anybody? You all know what it is? Yay! I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good for you guys. Okay, so you heard it from me. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Sherry. So I love it. I love it. So Fermented Foods 101. So basically fermented foods are things like sauerkraut that are not made with vinegar, but are actually lacto fermented. And we're going to talk about what lacto fermentation is in just a second. Yogurt, that is actually, hey Max, it's good to see you. That is actually a form of fermented foods. And I'm not talking about that Activia kind of thing. I'm not talking about all that sweet yogurt and artificially sweetened yogurt and all that kind of stuff. Hi, Max. I'm not talking about all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about real raw yogurt. I'm talking about yogurt that is either dairy made that actually has been fermented, or we're actually going to make a nut-based yogurt this week. Crazy, right? How exciting is that? Later on this week in Fermenting Week, we are actually going to make a cashew yogurt. And I can't wait to show it to you. It's so easy and it's so cool. You guys have been asking for it. You've been asking how to make this without dairy products. And I'm actually going to teach you how to do it this week. So I love it. I love it. So kimchi, very popular. Some of you may not even realize that kimchi is actually a pickling type of process, but as long as it's done with just the salt and fish sauce and doesn't have vinegar in it, it is actually a fermented food. You can't do kimchi. Not a huge kimchi fan myself either, but yes, you're trying to love it. Yeah. So yes, beets, you can actually ferment beets. Absolutely, Karen. 100% you can do that. Miso is a fermented, so is natto. So natto and miso are fermented soybeans. So that's a form of fermentation. And then of course, my favorite, well, besides sauerkraut, I love sauerkraut, but kombucha is also, those are the big five. So sauerkraut, yogurt, kimchi, miso, and kombucha are the big five on the fermenting list. Now there are tons of fermented foods out there. Did you know that we are the only country that doesn't, I know, yum, sauerkraut, that we are the only country that doesn't have its own standard, like we're from America and this is our fermented foods? We don't even have that. Most people in this country think fermented foods, they think beer and wine, which is a fermentation process, but there's no bacteria that's beneficial for your body in beer and wine. It creates an alcohol, which kills the bacteria. So yes, but we're one, there's several actually, but we're the major one, like we're the big one that doesn't have, I know they're fun, that doesn't have a fermented food. OMG, OMG. So there's a big push in our country right now for fermentation, and that there's a reason behind that. So we're going to get to that in just a second. So lacto fermentation, what does that mean? You're going to see that being thrown around a lot. A lot of people are going to be talking about lacto fermentation. Basically what lacto fermentation is when you have a cabbage like this. This one's nice and dirty. I love it. I love it when they had a little bit of dirt on them like this. When you have this is a sad leaf. It's very sad. Has an ear. Hello. When you have a cabbage like this that grows close to the ground, it actually picks up bacteria from the ground, okay? And when you ferment it, you actually are growing that bacteria. So you're actually getting more of that bacteria and you eat it and that goes into your gut. So cabbage is amazing. Cabbage is a superfood. It is a sleeper superfood. I recommend that everybody eats cabbage every single week, at least once. Try 2 or 3 times a week. It is an amazing, cheap superfood. It is cheap organic. It's just wonderful. So cabbage is so good for you. But to make it raw, to eat it raw in sauerkraut, you even get more benefits because of the lacto fermentation. Coleslaw, depending on how you make it. If you're making it with 6 tablespoons of Miracle Whip, not so much. But if you're doing it with acids like lemon and orange juice and that sort of thing, then yes, fabulous for you. Raw cabbage is amazing for you. So it dominates. Lactobacillus actually dominates, and that's the strain of bacteria that we're talking about is the lactobacillus, right? Hey, Hillary, I just saw you pop in. Hi, it's good to see you. But lactobacillus is actually the bacteria strain that you're getting out of these fermented foods. Now, not every single fermented food has lactobacillus in it. In fact, kombucha, when we talk about kombucha, it has a different strain of bacteria in it. Still great for the gut, but not the lactobacillus that you get from vegetables that are grown close to the ground. Got it? All right, so that's where the lacto fermentation comes from. And it's a process that is done without vinegar. It is done without vinegar and is done with just salt and the juices from the veggies. So easy. And if you want to learn how to make basic sauerkraut, I am doing, yes, you can do too much fermented foods for sure. And we can talk about that too. Remind me to talk about that. Thank you guys for inviting followers. I super appreciate it. So, yes, where was I? I got totally distracted. Oh no. Okay. I'm back. Back, cut, start over. So that's why these plants are so great, is because of that lacto fermentation. So here we go. Here's the reason why there is such a huge push for fermenting foods in this country. Actually, it's kind of getting global now. Like everybody's eating sauerkraut, everybody's drinking kombucha. You know, it's like a global thing right now. But one of the main reasons that health and wellness professionals like myself are pushing it so hard. I mean, we're like, you have to eat fermented foods. What kind of fermented foods are you eating? And that's because of this. You don't like fermented foods. Ew. Have you tried kombucha? Hillary, I swear that you would love kombucha. It's so amazing. I love kombucha. I have some flavors. If you think you don't like it, check with me after, and I have some flavors that I bet you will like. All right, so here's the reason, is that we are living an anti-dirty life. Now, who in this room, either room, over here on Facebook or over here on Periscope, who wants to live an anti-dirty life? Yeah, it's great. There you go. Yeah, gingery kombucha is amazing, right? Who is living in I know everything is antibacterial, right? You're not being dirty, and we need everybody to be dirty. I knew somebody would say it. Somebody's got to say it. We are living way too clean. Now, I'm not talking about lifestyles here. I'm talking about what we are physically doing to our bodies. Everybody get your mind back out of the gutter. Here's the gutter. Take your mind out. Put it back in this, in this space over here. Eat clean, be dirty. That's awesome. Awesome. But we're living in a very sterile society, especially here in this country. In our beautiful United States of America, we are really trying to get clean, and we are harming our bodies. Everything antibacterial. Hillary just said it. Everything's antibacterial. I actually found antibacterial pens, like writing pens. They said on them, antibacterial. I was like, what? How do you make a pen antibacterial? But when we take those hand sanitizers and we use the antibacterials, I know, yes, for sure. I'm serious. I should have brought them just so I could prove that they exist. I know. Why do you need an antibacterial pen? And how does it work anyway? It's so crazy town. But all of those hand sanitizers and dishwashing soaps and face soaps and body soaps now and shampoo and all of these things that are antibacterial, you are actually intaking into your system either through your hands, through your mouth, through other areas, through your skin. I know, it's true. You're absolutely right, Hillary. We are really damaging our gut flora. It is physically damaging the bacteria, the good bacteria. You're killing bad bacteria, but you're also killing good bacteria. Bacteria is bacteria, right? Don't lick the ink, right? Yes, but you are killing your good gut bacteria as well as your bad gut bacteria. And the things that you think are bad that you're killing with antimicrobial and antibacterial everything is harming you. And so we need to get away from that culture, first of all. That's going to be a slow boat to get people to get rid of their antibacterial stuff, right? I mean, because kids nowadays are just like they go to school and they have to put hand sanitizer on before they go into class. That's wrong. And it's all for the convenience of maybe not getting a cold or getting, sick or whatever. It's crazy. You know what? I would dare to say, Hillary, that it is. Max is in both places. Max is on Facebook Live and on Periscope at the same time. I'm dual broadcasting. He's dual watching. Here you go. Max, 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 Max. Yes. But I would dare to say, actually, as gross of a habit as it is probably okay, Hillary. I mean, you probably don't want them to keep doing it. You probably don't want them to be like, a doctor, 20 years from now picking their nose and eating their boogers. But I don't think I'd be terribly concerned about it from a physical aspect, right? Maybe from a societal aspect, but not from a physical aspect. I know it is yuck. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. Now I have to tell you a story. Shoot. I have to tell you a story. I'm breaking off script here and I have to tell you a story. So when my mom and dad went to name me, my mom really wanted to name me Wendy, and my dad, we are digressing for sure. My mom really wanted to name me Wendy, and my dad said, we can't name her Wendy because everybody's going to be calling her little fart or little pooped or something like that. We can't name her that. Sorry if you're named Wendy. So we can't, that was my dad's theory about the name Wendy, right? And so my dad said, I really like the name Leslie. It's so unusual. And this was in the 70s, right? It's so unusual. And I think it's a beautiful girl's name. And my mom said, we can't name her Leslie, right? We can't. That's the way my dad's brain works. Dad, it's true. It's right here in his head. If he's on here, he knows it's true. But we can't name her Leslie because, Gary, this is my dad's name. This is my mom talking to my dad. I went to a school with a little boy and his name was Leslie and he ate his boogers. So Leslie won out over Wendy. So I am named after a booger eater. There you go. Yes, you do, Victoria. Here's to the booger eaters of the world. Not me personally, but that's who I'm named after. So good and salty. Oh God. Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back and talk about our antibacterial lives, right? Pesticides. Pesticides. So is my name. My name is Leslie too. So my name is Leslie and I don't eat boogers. There, we said it. We got it out. It's public knowledge now. So pesticides are another thing that are killing our gut flora. Pesticides don't just kill pests. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to get on a soapbox about why you should not be eating conventional produce for the most part of your life. I'm just going to tell you that pesticides don't just kill pests. If you eat the peel, it's no deal. It's a simple rule to remember. If you eat the outside flesh, this poor little cabbage guy, I'm saving this for a reason, right? But if you eat the outside flesh of something, you're going to eat the outside flesh. It should be organic. A banana, not so much. I mean, if you need to skip it financially, then skip it. If you can afford it, eat it organic. So if you eat the peel, it's no deal. I have seen the truth about cancer already, Sherry. Yes, so I haven't been watching replays, but I've already seen it in its entirety. And it's an amazing series. I totally agree. Light bulb moment to the max, for sure. So pesticides, here's another thing, cesarean section, a C-section, when you give birth to a child that is C-section, it is actually becoming commonplace. This has not always been true, but is actually becoming commonplace for them to swab the birth canal. I won't use the V word, but the birth canal is actually becoming common practice for them to swab it and actually swab the inside of the baby's mouth and their face. Because as you travel through the birth canal, being born, you're actually picking up very crucial bacteria that stays with you for your entire life. This is crucial bacteria for your gut flora. It is crucial. And so being born vaginally compared to being born C-section, and I will tell you, if you're having a baby and you're planning a C-section, or you have to have it, or it's an emergency or something like that, you should require or request that they swab the baby's mouth with your birth canal fluids. It's very, very important. If you don't believe me, Google it. If you don't believe me, watch Moira, Salon Moira, right here on Periscope. She's not on Facebook yet, but right here on Periscope, watch her. She will tell you all day long. She's amazing, by the way. If you're pregnant, or you know somebody that's pregnant, or you want to get pregnant, or you've ever been pregnant, she's amazing. But that is where we get tons and tons of our bacteria as we start to grow. I know Moira is amazing. Yes. Yeah, yeah, I know. But you know, don't feel bad if you've had a baby C-section. Don't freak out, right? I love all people, everybody, doesn't matter. So, but don't freak out. There are things that you can do to help, you know, with this. But it is important. So I would highly, highly recommend that you start considering fermented foods for your children if you gave birth via C-section and they did not get that swabbing. Just saying. Okay, so Sarah, chlorinated water, that's another thing. The tap water that we get out of our tap is full of chlorine, and that chlorine is actually, what does chlorine do? Everybody? What does chlorine do? Anybody want to say? Anyone? Anyone? What do you use chlorine for? Type it in, hurry! Chlorine is bad. It kills bacteria. So when we drink it and we put it in our body, what do you think happens? It's killing our good and our bad bacteria. So we chlorinate the water to keep cyst, to keep really nasty things out of our water. But you should be considering getting a water filter that filters out some or the majority of your chlorine. It'll kill out your good flora. So these are all the reasons why the health professionals or the wellness professionals of the world are screaming, you know, you have to eat some fermented food to start replacing. Your son loves pool water. Oh my gosh, that's kind of crazy. I actually hate pool water. I mean, I love swimming. I'll get in the pool. It doesn't matter. So I know. Right? Yeah. We try not to use chlorine even in our jacuzzi. We have a hot tub. We use very, very little in there because of that very reason. So yeah. I mean, don't avoid the swimming pool. Just don't drink so much chlorinated water, but do drink your water. Yeah. So what are some examples of fermented food? We went through that, but I'll go through that list again. Sauerkraut, yogurt, kimchi, kombucha, and miso are all examples of fermented food. I know. I love the pool. If we had a pool, I'd be in it every single day. So, right? Eat sauerkraut while you're sitting in the pool. Problem solved. Yes. Yeah. When you go to public facilities where there's a pool, right? Problem totally solved. Then you're going to get a lot of chlorine. So here's the deal. 60 to 80% of your immune system lives in your gut. It lives in your tummy. Actually, it's not your tummy. It's actually your small intestines and your large intestines. 60 to 80%, and that varies from human to human because we're all a little bit different in our chemical makeup, but 60 to 80% of your immune function lives in your gut. When you kill the bacteria, the good bacteria that's in your gut, you are damaging your immune system. This gives you the inability to what? Fight cancer, fight disease, fight colds, fight flu, fight food poisoning, fight all kinds of things. Right? It's amazing. It is amazing when you start to do this. So when you start to think about this. So really what you want to do is you want to start building that gut flora. You want to start having a good relationship with your gut, and doing that with some fermented foods is not a fast fix, but it's a great way to do it. Inflammation, absolutely. Absolutely. So when you are so clean, when you're just so clean and you have all these hand sanitizers and using all these products and you're cleaning from the inside out, right? Because that's what you're doing basically. You're cleaning from the inside out. You actually You actually, and you never want to get sick. Like I never ever want to get sick, like with a cold or flu. It's so inconvenient. I promise you, if you do not have these immune functions built up in your body, when you do get sick, you're going to get really sick. Like, you know, like I don't want to get the flu, but if I got the flu, you know, it would probably last a lot less longer, and that didn't even make sense. Let me back up and reword that. If I got the flu, it would probably be less intense than somebody that doesn't have a good gut flora, because my immune system is hardy, right? No, Max, you can't eat Splenda. You and I need to have a conversation. We need to do a blab about why Max should not be eating Splenda. So yes, if you never get sick, if you never get the flu, if you never get a cold, if you never get an infection of any kind, you're actually doing yourself a disservice. I know that it is inconvenient and being sick sucks. But when you get sick, sometimes people die because their immune functions are so low that they can't. This is why elderly people and young people die from these sorts of, our children die because their immune systems are compromised. As an adult, you have to be super aware of this, and you have to take good care of your body. So eating conventional produce and meats, you know, drinking tons of chlorinated water, never ever getting sick, using antibacterial everything is actually a huge disservice. I just lost Facebook. So it's a huge disservice. So what do you do? Besides eating fermented foods, what in the world do you do? What in the world do you do? You have to pay attention to this. So fermented foods can help. Here's another thing. This is a crazy tip. Eat dirt. Don't literally eat dirt. It's kind of weird. It would be weird. I'd never said eat dirt. Dr. Josh Axe has a book out right now called Eat Dirt. And so it's everywhere. Like everybody is talking about eating dirt right now because his books, like, you know, they blow up as soon as they hit the market, the wellness market. All the wellness people are like, whoosh, right on his book. And so it's actually an amazing book. It's an amazing book. Yes. So, but eating fermented foods will help. Dr. Mercola, if you've never seen Dr. Mercola, go to his website. He's amazing. MERCOLA, Dr. Mercola. Go check it out. He actually says to help your gut bacteria that you should be washing your dishes by hand. Now, I know a lot of you are like, what? Are you crazy? I would never wash my dishes by hand. 1, it takes forever. 2, I'm just not going to do it. 3, it's gross. 4, I mean, you have like 200 reasons why you're not going to wash your dishes by hand, but I can give you one good reason. We wash our dishes by hand. I do too. I can give you one good reason, and that is that your dishwasher sanitizes your dishes. And if you wash your dishes by hand, there's a lot of things you should wash by hand anyway, but if you wash your dishes by hand, you're actually leaving food particles behind that create a bacteria that is good for your body on the surface of your dishes. When you put food back on it, you're ingesting that bacteria. Bingo, good bacteria. Crazy. It's crazy. Just a simple little change in your, you know, now that's not going to fix everything. That's not going to fix everything. Yes, you definitely want to hand wash your cast iron skillet. Yeah, you wash them by hand and then put them in the dishwasher. Now, this isn't going to fix everything, but it's on the right path. I mean, you're headed down the right path. So the other thing you can do is play in the dirt. Take off your shoes. Walk in the dirt, right? Take off your shoes and walk in the dirt. Plant some flowers. I'm not talking about in potting soil that you bought manufactured from the store that has all these chemicals in it. I'm talking about the dirt in your yard. Weed. Go out and pull the dandelions, but don't do it yet because the bees are eating the dandelions, right? Or they're using the dandelions to pollinate. So don't pull your dandelions up right now. Wait till it's further on the summer and there's more flowers around. So, but go out in your yard. Make mud pies with your kids. Right? Let your kids make mud pies. And if you're in Houston, you can definitely do that right now. I'm sorry, that's a bad joke. Houston is really flooded. I really feel sorry for those people in that area. So get in the dirt, roll around in the dirt, go to the beach, walk in the sand, play in the ocean. There's tons and tons of good bacteria in the ocean. There's so many great bacteria in the ocean. If you live near an ocean, go get in the ocean. It's amazing for you. The sand, amazing for you. It's why we we feel so good when we're at the beach? The beach is beautiful, but the reason we all crave it is because of our connection to our planet when we get there. Because we take off our shoes and we walk in the dirt, which is the sand, right? And we get in the ocean, and we're connected to our earth, and we're feeling its energy, and we're giving our energy back to it. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. And I'm even a Christian, and I believe these things. It's not all crazy stuff out there, but we're giving our energy back to it. It's giving its energy to us. And that's why we feel so good when we're walking on the beach, when we're looking at the ocean, when we're listening to the waves. This is why it feels so great. It's why it feels so great when you leave and go into the mountains and get the fresh air and touch the trees and pick up things off the ground and go, hey, look at this really cool rock. Or wow, look at this giant pine cone. This is why you feel so good, is because of your connection that you are making to basically your roots, to what we all, came from, are these things from our earth. So yes, that's right. I know, Christians get it too. It's amazing, right? Everything has a frequency. I agree with you on that one. So the other thing that you can do is take a probiotic. Now, if you are struggling with gut health, I challenge you to find somebody that you trust that can talk to you about gut health professionally. I am not that person. I know a lot about it, but I'm not going to hand out advice here. So find somebody that you trust, that you can talk to, start reading, start understanding what gut health is. If you have autoimmune dysfunction, if you are suffering from chronic headaches, if you have constipation, if you have diarrhea, which is a form of constipation, if you are having like these little niggly things like aches and pains in your joints and stuff, talk to somebody about gut health. I promise you there is a root issue to your problems that you can probably solve through your gut health. So if you feel like you have a lot of these problems, right? If you feel like you have a lot of these problems, talk to somebody about gut health. They're probably going to put you on a regimen of a probiotic, and I recommend that. If you're not going to eat fermented foods, you should be taking a probiotic. Bottom line, everybody on the planet, I can't think of anybody or any exceptions to the rule that says that you should not be taking a probiotic. It is really, really super important. By the way, I see all these people following me here on Periscope. Thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. I do these broadcasts every weekday at noon Mountain Time. So yes. Yes, you can do fermented foods and a probiotic. Absolutely. Let me look at the time. Oh, we're good. We're good. So yes, absolutely. You can do them at the same time. I have to tell you, I used to be a supplement queen. I took all kinds of supplements. You wouldn't believe how many supplements I started taking when I was diagnosed with cancer. I have to tell you, I was healing my body because my body produced cancer for a reason, and I needed to heal my body. So I was on a ton of supplements prescribed to me from my naturopathic doctor. Yes, prebiotic is just as important as the that's what helps the probiotic. I am not paleo. Nope, not at all. But I went through this whole supplement. Thank you so much. I went through this whole supplement thing. Like I was taking so many supplements, and they were prescribed by my naturopath because I was healing my body. If you are healing your body from something, supplements are great because you probably can't get enough nutrients from your food to heal the thing that you're trying to heal. Here's the ticker. Don't just go, whatever. Well, let me try it. I need to balance my estrogen, and you just take a guess that your estrogen's out of whack. Like you're just guessing. I think my estrogen's out of whack. And you start going and finding supplements to get that into balance. That is not going to work. You need to hire a professional, pay the money, hire a naturopath, hire a functional medicine doctor, hire somebody that can do tests that says this is what's wrong with you and this is how you fix it. Because one of the worst things you can do is, hi, I'm doing fine, thank you. One of the worst things you can do for your body is actually over supplementing. And so as I started changing my diet and eating more whole real foods and getting rid of processed foods completely and breaking my Splenda habit, Max, I drank a lot of Splenda. I drank about a gallon of tea with Splenda in it like every day and a half. No joke. Tons of Splenda. So I totally sympathize. I get it. So I don't think Max is still here, but still, if you watch the replay, Max, I was talking about you. So Splenda is totally poison. It is, absolutely. And so now, sometimes when I look back at my previous diet, right? I know when I look back to my previous diet and leading up to a cancer diagnosis, I was like, yeah, that's no wonder that's no wonder that I had cancer. I mean, it's like, who, surprise, duh. I mean, now that hindsight being 2020, then I was like, what? How can I possibly have cancer? I can't have cancer. Nobody have cancer. I mean, so yes. Yeah. Yes, I had a terrible diet. I mean, I thought I was doing really good, but I was not doing so hot after all, after I started exploring what really good was. So yes. All right. So we're getting off topic here, but take a probiotic. If you're trying to heal, did you see Robin? Yeah, he just walked by. If you take a probiotic, I mean, if you're healing something, then a probiotic plus fermented food is probably going to be one of your best paths. Make sure you're taking a quality probiotic. The junky stuff that you get at Target and Walmart and Safeway and Walgreens and CVS and all of the Rite Aid and all of those places are not good probiotics. They don't sell one. I've looked. I wanted there to be one to the masses in a place like that, but there's not one. You need to go to like a Whole Foods or a health food store, or you need to talk to a professional and get that. So I know, Sherry, you're doing good though. You're going to get them out of there at one point. I do not take any probiotics. I can show you what Robin takes. Maybe. Where's your probiotic? Oh, there we go. This is what I was taking and what Robin takes now. Yes. Yeah, Vitacost. Yeah, this is, if you want to screenshot that, that is what he is taking now. And we're very happy with it. It's been a great probiotic. It's been good for digestive health and yeah. So yes. There you go. I eat tons of fermented food. So I drink kombucha every single day. Sometimes I marry that. Yeah. Just recommended. Yeah. Yeah, probiotics are great. Yeah, you're welcome. I know, right? They can change your life. When I started taking, I took magnesium supplements because I've suffered with constipation my entire life. And I started taking magnesium supplements and a probiotic to alleviate and get my bowels to working properly without a stimulant laxative. No kidding. I was taking a stimulant laxative probably at least once, sometimes twice a week. It's crazy when I think about all the stuff I used to do to my body. But yeah, so it does have to be live. Absolutely. They need to be live cultures. So yes, but when I started taking a probiotic and a magnesium supplement to help my bowels understand what they were supposed to do without a stimulant laxative, holy cow, my whole life changed. For the first time in my life, I was pooping on schedule. I mean, it was like, oh, it's after breakfast and it's, like 8:30 and it's time. This is way too much information, but it's time to go poop. And I had never had that my entire life. So yeah, I don't know about the underarms thing. I didn't have any smell under my underarms, but I did have a magnesium deficiency. Yeah, absolutely. So, and the magnesium really helped. I can't remember the name of the supplement that I took. But again, you should not be supplementing until you have it confirmed that you have that deficiency, because there are some supplements that are dangerous in quantity, and you can cause an overgrowth of certain things, which you don't want. So yeah, I know they help with all kinds of things. It's amazing when you get your gut health in check of what benefits happen. So yes, it is common. Pooping problems, pooping woes are very, very common for sure. So I know you can't, I used to make the joke, or I still do actually, that you can't talk about health without talking about poop. And if you're talking about fermented foods, you're probably going to talk about poop at some point. So oh my goodness. All right, you guys. So in about 20 minutes, somebody asked me about, can you eat too many fermented foods? So here's my answer to this. Yes. Yes, you can. So flip the switch. Thank you, Sherry. But let me address this and we'll talk about flip the switch. Don't let me forget, Sherry. Sherry's like my keeper. That keeps me on track. So, but flip this, sorry. So can you eat too many fermented foods? Yes, is the answer. So if you're eating mounds of sauerkraut, or, you know, like 3 bottles of kombucha a day, or, you know, like a cup of sauerkraut and kombucha, or you're eating tons of kimchi, or you're eating tons of any fermented foods on a daily basis, you can actually inflame your colon. So it actually can cause some disruptive, uncomfortable things in your colon. So you want to be super careful about that. Do not overdo it. I say no more than 16 ounces of kombucha a day, and that's only if you've been drinking it for a while. You need to like raise your, you know, immune to it slowly. So I was raised as a kid in a culture full of fermented foods. Yeah, I know. That's awesome. Good for you. You probably have great gut health, I'm sure. So yes, so go slow. If you're introducing fermented foods, and I'll say this like a billion times this week, if you're starting with fermented foods, go slow. If you have never eaten lacto fermented sauerkraut, I'm pointing to this because this is what it will be in. So this empty jar, this cabbage eventually will be in this jar. If you've never eaten fermented, sorry, if you've never eaten lacto fermented cabbage before, go slow. No more than a tablespoon a day to start out with. If you do more than that, you're going to get the poops, and you're going to be like, that Go-To Kitchens girl gave me the poops. I don't want you to get the poops. So unless you need them, sometimes you need the poops, but you just need to be careful with that. So in eating too many of them over a long period of time can cause some inflammation in the colon, which you do not want. So I'm not cooking anything, right? I don't want to be blamed for your poops. Well, I mean, I want to take some credit for your poops if you're pooping good, but I don't want to be blamed for if you get the over poops. Yeah. So yes, fermented food, if you're just starting, go slow. Very, very important. And as you're building up, you can supplement with a probiotic. I know, you need to come see me. I agree. Yeah, clean you out for sure. Yeah. Can you do fermented foods with apple cider vinegar? I do not recommend doing fermented. It's really, if you're using vinegar of any kind, you're actually pickling and not fermenting, because even the apple cider vinegar, to my knowledge, and I could be corrected on this because I've not done the research, but to my knowledge, from what I understand, that vinegar will actually kill the bacteria. So would not be my recommendation personally. Yeah. And if you want if you want something tartar, if you want something that tastes more tart, I can't imagine, but fermented sauerkraut in about 4 to 6 weeks is pretty darn tart. So yes, you can eat it on the side for sure. But if you wanted it to be even tartar, then take and juice a celery. Thank you to all you guys that are following me. I appreciate it. Take a stalk of celery and juice it, and use that as part of your starter liquid for your sauerkraut, and that will make it ferment faster. It will add some vitamin K, which is great for your vitamin D. And yes, what bacteria should you eat? All kinds. All kinds of bacteria. You should be eating all kinds of good bacteria, not E. coli, not listeria. Those are bad bacteria. Yes. About 2,000 years ago. Whey is fine. Yes, you can use starter with whey if you're so inclined. I don't recommend that. I just recommend waiting the amount of time that it takes for it to ferment on its own. So yes. So let me look now. In about 17 minutes, if you go to, will somebody please put this in, Parachute TV1, Parachute TV1. Somebody type that in for me. Parachute TV1 at 1 p.m. So right after this broadcast, in about 15 minutes, I'm going to be over there, and I'm going to be teaching on my show, Flip the Switch. That's the name of the show. Isn't it cute? Having light bulb moments in your health, flipping the switch on. Get it? Okay. Thank you so much. Follow Parachute TV, then the number 1. Ebola, right? Yeah, that's bad. Bad bacteria, bad. But follow over there, and I'm going to actually be teaching right here how to make basic sauerkraut. Thank you. Parachute TV1. If you'll search here on Periscope, there's too many P's. Parachute, Periscope. Search here and go over there at 1 p.m. I'm going to be teaching how to make basic sauerkraut. It is so stinking easy. I can teach you in 20 minutes. That's how long that broadcast is, in 20 minutes. Yeah. All right, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Leslie. There's a lot of newbies in here. Leslie, I am the founder of GoToKitchens.com, and I'm the creator of Kitchenatomy, a 10-step kitchen detox. There is the website for Kitchenatomy. GoToKitchens is absolutely free, by the way. Tons and tons and tons and tons of free information and recipes at GoToKitchen. But we have a class that starts in May 16th to be exact, and it is called Kitchenatomy. And if you want to screenshot that, you can go to this website, GoToKitchens.com/Kitchenatomy. There's a pre-sale code in there, and you can buy the class right now for $99. It will go up to $149 at some point at the beginning of next month, actually. A pre-sale, $99. Go check it out. It is a 10-step kitchen detox. It is about detoxing your brain, about your attitude towards your kitchen. Because you have a bad attitude towards your kitchen. I'm just kidding. It really is about that, actually. It's about detoxing your mindset to get you in the kitchen to a place that you want to be, that you can't wait to get in the kitchen and cook your food and be healthy and do all of these things. I'm going to teach you in 10 simple steps how to fall in love with your kitchen. It's that easy, and you can find that by going to that website right there. It does. It all starts in the kitchen for sure. So go to kitchens.com/Kitchenatomy. There is a 20-minute webinar that you can watch with a whole presentation, fancy pants presentation and everything. And then Splat and I, this is Splat for those that you don't know. This is Splat. This is my helper in the kitchen. Parachute TV 1. Parachute TV 1. This is my helper in the kitchen. Oh, I gotta go. This is Splat. Splat and I are actually teaching the class together, and I'm super excited about it. So it's 10 classes. It is on your own, at your own time. They're not set class times. You can go at your own pace. So at your own pace. Thank you. I know he does get to taste everything, even at your house. I give away Splats all the time. Parachute TV 1 is the name, and it has a picture of a really pretty colorful, their icon is a really pretty parachute. So I'm going to get off here so I can go, I know, yay, I'm going to get off here so I can go check out and get ready to do my broadcast. We're going to be making basic, I almost said kombucha, basic sauerkraut over on Parachute TV 1. Thank you guys so much. Please check out Kitchenatomy. Please check out my website is right here. GoToKitchens.com is the website. Free stuff over there. Kitchenatomy is just our class that we're selling right now. All right, see you guys there. Love you so much. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we are making sprout kraut. You don't even know what it is. We're making sprout kraut tomorrow, so you don't want to miss that. So I'll see you tomorrow at noon if I don't see you over on Parachute TV. Love you guys. Bye.